What is an animal communication session? Hi there, I'm Donna Hamer, also known as Donna DoLittle, animal communicator and pet psychic from the beautiful Sunshine Coast in Queensland, Australia. In this video, I'm going to share with you what animal communication is, what happens in an animal communication session, and how I use my skills as an animal communicator to help my own pets. In particular, my gorgeous Golden Retriever Fergie. I'm actually going to take you to meet him, so stick around for that because he's such a love bug and he has a really interesting story to share. So first, let's get into what is animal communication. Very simply, it's the ability to telepathically communicate with animals, plants, in fact all species. Telepathy is a Greek word, tele meaning distance and pathy senses. When connecting with animals this way, I'm able to receive information through words, images, feelings, physical sensations, sounds, and just a sense of knowing, sometimes called the gut instinct. Here's a really fun example. Your dog sends you a message they are hungry. This might be as an image. You ignore that message as your radio transmitter isn't turned on yet to receive. Your dog gets more insistent and tries a different way this time. You might get a word flash across your inner screen. Finally, your transmitter is starting to receive something and you think, oh, Bentley's hungry, and you promptly forget as you're busy and you really aren't focusing on the needs of your dog. Your dog tries again. This time he sends words, pictures, impressions and feelings. The poor dog's doing his best to connect with you, but you've got such a busy monkey mind you miss it. Your dog then decides he needs to add a bit more information. This time he's going to add in something that he thinks might get your attention. Your dog begins with a brush against your leg to get your attention, and then he hurries over to the cupboard where the food is stored. He quickly sends you another image. He gives the bowl a lick for good measure, and then he quickly walks over to the fridge and looks up and down. You finally receive the message and the additional signals and you think, oh, it's Bentley's dinner time. Maybe I should organise some food. Has this ever happened to you? Our pets are really clever. They know we can receive this intuitive information. It just sometimes might take us a little while to register if we have so much going on in our minds that we miss these messages. Animals communicate well in an environment of love, trust and mutual respect. No matter how hard you try, you cannot pull the wool over their eyes. They know what you're thinking and what you're doing. The fun part is when you get it, animal communication will open up a whole new world for you and your pets. Now I want to share with you an example of an animal communication session. Having an animal communication session is really a two-way conversation between myself and your pet. I don't need to see your pet in person as I can telepathically connect to them through a photo, and we're able to send and receive information this way. Being able to work this way is really fantastic as you don't have to be in the same house as the pet or even the same state or country. Here's a session I recently did with a gorgeous cat. The owners are moving overseas and the cat started weeing in the bath and then on the floor near her litter. This is not normal behaviour for the cat, so they were naturally worried about what was going on. I connected with beautiful Bella and asked her what's happening in her world. She had heard the talk of moving and her response was no, no, no. I allowed her to tell me why she was frustrated and why she felt this way. We chatted about why she is weeing in the bath. Sometimes animals just need to be heard. This little lady was upset with all the boxes being packed. She didn't know what her family were doing and what was going to happen to her. She was concerned she might be returned back to the rescue. She was picking up on the stress in the household and the anxiety about the move. I let her know that she will be going with the family and in fact the new house would have a room with a view so she could look out to the garden and just enjoy the outside world. We talked about how best to help her with the move and what it would take to make her feel more settled. I relayed this information back to her guardian, who was more than happy to do whatever it took to make this little lady happy. This also included her guardian sharing what was happening each day so that she was well aware of the circumstances. I do get my clients to speak to their animals as well. Sometimes they feel like they have no idea what they're doing, but it doesn't matter. Their animals are listening and take on board everything that you tell them. Bella stopped weeing in the bath and became more settled, and when the move happened, she got into her carry case and arrived at the new location, relaxed and quickly settled in. Okay, so now you know a little bit about animal communication. Let's go for a walk and meet Fergie. Fergie is such a love bug. When I got him 6 years ago, he was terrified of everything. I was offered an animal communication session. I had no idea what it was, but I just said yes. I will always be grateful to the lady who did this session for me. She told me things about Fergie, and it was like I just knew what she was saying was true. This is what got me started on my path to opening up and communicating with my pets. A few years after that, I woke up one morning and came downstairs to see Fergie splattered on the floor. He couldn't get up, his head was tilted, and as a 13-year-old dog, I figured maybe he was nearing the end of his life. I rushed him to a vet. I was crying as I carried him inside. I lay him on the floor and I cuddled up to him. His eyes were rolling back into his head, and I asked him if it was his time to transition. If it is, I'm here to help you. He responded, "Fight for me as I fight for you." I knew then I had to do whatever it took to help this boy. He's still with me 2 years later, and every day he reminds me of why I'm an animal communicator and why I love what I do. I hope you've enjoyed this video, and if you have any questions about animal communication, let me know in the comments below. Also, I'd really appreciate it if you could subscribe to my channel so I can keep bringing you more videos about animal communication to help you better understand your pets. And make sure you click the notification bell so you never miss a video. Talk to you soon.